Yes, okay, thought so. Um, so for those of you who, are part of a larger family unit, and you have kids, or even if you help take care of kids, this is the seminar that's going to be, I hope will be helpful for you as you go throughout the school year. That was the intention behind it anyway, um, was for it to be, how to set yourself up for success for the school year. So that is what we're going to be talking about. I'm keeping it short this time just because, there's things happening, in the world people might want to be paying attention to. So, I want to be sensitive to that. And yeah, just not take up too much of your time. It's already 8 o'clock, of course, and school has started. So I know my little one has to be up at like 5 in the morning. So we tend to try to shut it down around 8:39. Obviously, days like today is going to be a little later, but that is the goal always. Hi, beautiful. How are you? Talking to you, Teresa. Um, I think she might be out with Gerald, but hey, Stephanie, welcome back. Kind of, sort
Oh,
of.
sorry, did you not hear me?
No, I cannot.
Oh, I said, you talking to me?
Yes,
Oh, I said, I'm doing great. How are you, Queen?
I'm good. So you're not at the event that Gerald's at tonight?
I don't even know where my brother's at tonight.
Oh, he said he had to go to a dinner.
Oh, right. Nope. Didn't get the invite to that.
Okay, all right. Well, no worries.
Okay.
It'd be
I'm
like that.
excited for this call.
Yes, yes, I am too. We got, he worked on technology with me earlier today, and I promise you, I'm gonna try it right now. Y'all, please bear with me for 1 second. We gonna try this out. Let's see. Is that gonna work?
Did he teach you how to put a background?
Well, no, he put it on, but it's not showing up right now. He gave me his little
The hot just finished one.
yes. Yeah, it's not, I don't know.
That's fine. We
Yeah.
see your presentation behind you. That's what's important.
Right, right. That is the most important part, right? Because last time
Hmm
it was not good. So anyway, I know that the text message or email just went out. So I'm gonna give people a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Not you LMAO, not
Literally. Where Nana at? Nana, let me see your cute face.
in the chat. Don't come for me, Nana, okay? Because we know you'll call somebody out, girl.
Who's on
Hey,
this
Sade.
call? Sade, Leslie,
Yeah,
Ivania, Stephanie, Frederick, Dion. Hey, turn up.
I know.
Ale.
A little
Who,
roll call in here.
who's iPhone 4?
Right. Who being incognito? That
Virgo's gonna tell
goes
it
in.
every time.
Yes, basically. Let them know, Nana. Don't mess with her. Hey, Wendy. We have so many Wendy's. I don't know which one that is. Feel free to throw your last name in there if you're feeling like it. Um, so yeah, guys, I was just telling everybody, I'm not gonna keep you long today just because yes, Herrera, hello. I want to make sure that you guys have an opportunity. If you do want to watch the convention and all that stuff that's happening, I want to make sure I am respectful of that. So I'm keeping it very short and simple. Things that you can just like little, tidbits that you can take with you, hopefully this school year and help ensure the most success for you and the family. So let's see. It is 8:04. Okay, we'll give it one more minute. So yeah, we're just going to be talking about, how to set yourself up for success this school year with you and the kids. And yeah, I'm hoping that, these tips help me and they have helped other clients of mine. So I just want to share them with you. And feel free to to share also in the chat if there's something you think of. Sharing is caring, absolutely. And I don't want to, I never want to present myself as like, you know, the Bible or the end all be all on a particular subject. I am just sharing with you my knowledge based on my personal experience. And that's all I'm ever trying to do. So definitely if you have something to add, please don't hesitate to drop it in the chat so everyone can benefit from it. All right. Um, who is that? I cannot tell. iPhone 4. Who is that? Teresa, can you see? I see glasses. Is that Laura?
It, this looks like you're getting a massage, iPhone 4. I don't know.
All right. Okay. All right, cool. So we'll go ahead and get started. Teresa, I'm gonna mute you now. I love Dan. Um, all right. So as I said, we're talking about how to set yourself up for success this school year. For those of you who I feel like everyone knows me here, but if not, my name is Angie. I am part of the MEA team at Hodges. So my role there is to just make sure that, you're having a good experience. If you have any billing issues or just anything having to do with your membership, we are there to support you and to make sure that you are enjoying your time at Hodges. So please don't ever feel like you can't talk to us. It's literally our job. Um, and, I feel like everything can be addressed with, you know, proper communication. So that's my role. I have, as you know, taken on a little bit more responsibility, especially here with nutrition and being a nutrition coach. Gerald and Teresa and I discussed, fairly early on when I came on that, there was definitely a need for this. So hopefully you guys are finding these seminars helpful and, we'll continue to share resources and things as we grow. Um, but just a little bit about me. In addition to what I do at Hodges, I am also a micro suite owner, well, salon owner. So I do nails in my spare time. Um, I've been doing it for about 20 something, 20 plus years. But my educational background is in marketing communications. So if you ever, um, a lot of the events and things that happening, like the back to school drive and the yoga event, those are things that, Gerald and Teresa have supported me, things that I felt strongly about that could help further build our great community. So I've been very appreciative that they were open to those things. Um, as far as, what I bring, I am a NASM certified personal trainer. I am also a level 1 precision nutrition coach. I am actually also actively pursuing a strength and conditioning cert from ISSA. And then once I'm done with that, my plan is to pursue a gut health certification because I will get on my soapbox every time. I feel like, you know, the majority of our issues stem from our gut or poor gut health. And so I'm really passionate about helping people identify, how they can strengthen that and ultimately strengthen their overall health and wellness. So that's what I'm doing. And my personal life, hobby, I am also a competitive bodybuilder. This picture that you see is from a bodybuilding competition I did last November. I was planning to get on stage this year, but I have been talking to a multitude of people, and we are always our own worst critic. I'm sure you all can relate. But I just don't feel like I have enough muscle tissue, so I'm gonna continue to build for a little bit longer. So when you see me posting my selfies, it's just because I am proud of the progress that I'm making, and I want to keep making it. So hopefully you don't get tired of it, but anyway, so that's that. I have two beautiful girls. I was just telling Dion that I have a uh new sophomore. She's 15, And then I have an older daughter, as you can see in the picture. She graduated college last year, Cameron, and you may have seen her in the studio. She is a newer HF member. She is a GM at another fitness establishment, but she um, just prefers to work out in a different environment. So I think she's enjoying her time at Hodges. She comes to Run Club. So if you see her, give her a hard time for me, please. And just make sure that she's, pushing herself. Okay. All right. That's enough about me. Um, so yeah, welcome to today's seminar. Again, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Oops, sorry. Last seminar, we talked a little bit about, just doing a deeper dive into tracking your nutrition. I gave you a brief overview of the most common macronutrients being carbs, proteins, and fats. And then I added in there as a bonus, sodium and fiber as well. That I don't know if we put that on YouTube yet, but it will be on YouTube. I actually also, because we were having some technical difficulties, I actually did do a screen recording of me tracking as well. So I will also put that on YouTube for you guys to reference later on if you want. But yeah, so we also shared a few different methods of tracking. And then I went through, as I said, the actual process of tracking so you can see what that looks like. So yeah, that was the last seminar. And this seminar today, we're going to be talking about how to set yourself up for success this school year. As you know, we have, you know, so many responsibilities. And with school starting, it just adds on top of everything. Right now, we have to, it was summertime. We were living fancy, footloose and fancy free. Now we got to buckle down and really like, kind of be more organized and get ready to just, make sure everybody can be successful this school year. So I'm going to share with you 5 simple things you can do plus one bonus to ensure that everyone stays on track all school year long. And the first one is going to be designate your kitchen as the command center. And the reason why I say that is because, when you talk to most people, the kitchen typically is the heart of the home anyway. It's where you're getting together for breakfast, dinner, what have you. A lot of times, mom or dad can be in the kitchen cooking while the kids are doing their homework. So it's a very easy place to like bring everyone together and make sure that, everyone is on the same page. Um, if you have like a fridge or some kind of bulletin board, this is what we use, is a dry erase. So dry erase will be on the fridge and we'll keep like grocery lists or, if there's meal planning, the school schedule, my schedule, we keep all that stuff on the fridge. It's just the easiest way to see like what is going on week to week, day to day. So that is what we do in our household. And I think that, once we get through everything else, it'll make sense why this is the best place for everything to be housed. The second thing is to start with a clean slate. So, we always hear the term like, spring cleaning, that kind of thing, and like moving from fall into winter. There's a lot of things that we try to do to like, refresh and like start things anew. So I believe that the school year is a great time to do that as well. It's a great time to, clean out your pantry, get rid of like things that might no longer be good. I know my kid is terrible at closing the cereal boxes. She's terrible at making sure the chip bags are closed. So it's just a good time and opportunity to clean out the pantry, clean out the fridge, throw away anything in the freezer that might have freezer burn, and sometimes things will be labeled and tell you how long it'll keep frozen, but not always. So you really just have to like pay attention. Some things can get freezer burned really quickly, and really easily, especially if it's not wrapped properly. So it's a good time to just get rid of all that stuff and kind of like start fresh. So that's that. Obviously you don't want to be wasteful, but if you haven't used something in 3, 4 months, the likelihood of you using it is very little. And then the second thing is going to be meal plan and shop. So we've talked about meal planning and like easy ways to do that, how to incorporate your family, incorporate the kids, make it fun. Um, but I think, essentially making a list, sticking to that list is going to be super important. If you're a coupon clipper, I happen to be, but I use a lot of these grocery store apps they have where you can clip the coupons in the app, so it's really easy. Another thing is to just know where the best deals are. So I was just having this conversation with someone the other week that, because we all love our Wegmans, right? But Wegmans can be super expensive. But I was telling them that as far as like staples goes, like for your eggs, your butter, your milk, all those things, Wegmans is pretty comparatively priced from what I've seen. But when it comes to like proteins, I will go to Trader Joe's in a heartbeat because Trader Joe's, I feel like bar none, it not only is it good quality, but it's not going to cost your arm and a leg. Question, with meal plans, do you keep it in the fridge or freezer? When you say meal plan, you mean like meal prep? I think that might be what you're talking about. If you're talking about like meal prep, like if you're ordering Mighty Meals, Teresa might be able to answer this question, but yes, Teresa might be able to answer this question better. I don't know if you can freeze Mighty Meals. I would assume so. Um, but I think there are some that probably lend themselves to being frozen better than others. But as far as like Mighty Meals, I can't speak specifically to that. I know there are some other meal prep companies out there, and I'm happy to share those. Some off the top of my head are Factor, Trifecta, MegaFit Meals. There's a bunch of them. And maybe we'll create like a resource list so you guys can reference this later. Teresa, did you want to add? Okay, she said okay.
Yeah. The Mighty Meals are kept in the fridge,
Hmm.
but you could probably freeze them. I'm sure you can, but have them fresh and everything. I keep them in the fridge, and they're meant to be kept in the fridge.
Yeah. Well, you guys go through them so fast. Um,
Yeah, the surprisingly, I would say they last like 7 to 10 days. So if you order Mighty Meals and you want to order it for the week and you order your 7 meals, even if you don't finish it within the week, you typically still have a few days after. And I've eaten them like after the 7 day like duration, and it tastes completely fine, completely normal.
okay, cool. Thank you. So yeah, know where the best deals are. And then of course, stick to your list. I really try not to go to the grocery store hungry because I can tell you it doesn't serve me well. I like to have a meal right before I go to the grocery store because that typically ensures that I'm not going to be looking for snacks and I'm not going to go. I may add a couple things here and there, but I'm not going to go super crazy and like shop outside of my list. Um, you may or may not know this, but all the healthiest things are in the perimeter of the store. So I will typically start in like, especially if I'm at Wegmans, and I don't know how Springfield store is set up, but in Woodbridge, where I live, I start usually in the meat section, and then I work my way over to produce, and then I'll work my way around to like the refrigerated section, and a little trick that I use for myself because it helps me stay focused is I will get my stuff in the freezer section and then I'll go through the middle aisles because the middle aisles are where all the processed things are. It's not all processed, but like, I'm usually buying like bone broth and like, sometimes I'll get condiments. But knowing that I have the frozen stuff in my cart already, it's like, okay, I have to hurry up and finish because I don't want my stuff to melt. So that's just a little trick that I do for myself to make sure I stay on task. Um, so yeah, so shop the perimeter first, and then you can, work your way inside. Of course, we eat healthy around here. So a good term that I like to share with you all is eat the rainbow. So, no one likes to eat a plate. I don't think anyone want to eat a plate of beige food, right? So just make sure that you're adding as much color to your plate as you can, greens, reds, There's a plethora, obviously, of like produce and things out there that you can add to your plate, but that would just be like a basic guideline. And then, of course, make healthy swaps. So if you guys have been in the studio long enough and like had an opportunity to come to one of our events, we are always trying to put out healthy snacks. So, we have like the made good products, we have popcorners, we have the little go-gurts. Now, the little bites, maybe not so much. Those are like the reason why I feel like those are important is because sometimes you guys, we love you to death, but you'll come to the studio and not have eaten anything. And so those little bites are actually great source of carbs to give you a little bit of energy and just like sustain you so that you're not going to make yourself sick in the workout. So that's why we started stocking the little bites. Um, and why we keep them around. So anyway, um, popcorners obviously are a good substitution for chips. And then, there's like, I don't know how old you guys as kids are, but there's, like not gummies. Yeah, gummy fruit snacks that are on healthier side if that's what your kids like. Obviously, fruits and vegetables, of course. But those can be high in sugars, so you have to be kind of careful about that as well. But like graham crackers, things like that, there are some very healthy options out there. Um, Again, maybe we can add this to a resource list so you guys can have access to this later and refer back to it. Or even if you want to share something, don't forget, like if you have your kids have favorite healthy snacks, please. I know there's some kids also, they love those seaweed things. I have not been able to get into them, but it doesn't mean that they're not good for you. So yeah, that's just some of the things that I would suggest. And then get after you've done all your shopping and you're home, get the hard stuff done first because then it'll make everything else so much easier. If you're doing any kind of like marinating or seasoning, like I will do all that stuff first. And a lot of times you need to let that stuff sit anyway. So it's easy to like put all your seasonings together, marinate your proteins, and then take the time and the opportunity to wash your fruits, wash your veggies, and then chop them all and like, pack them away essentially. And I just use like a little piece of what do you call it? Tape. I don't, is it masking tape? I don't know. A piece of tape and I just write like when it should be used by. Or you can also write, or you can instead write when it was packaged, or when you packed it up, because that will typically help you gauge like throughout the week, okay, this is getting close to being done, need to use this, what have you. And of course, batch cooking and prepping your foods is going to go a long way. So I eat jasmine rice every day, multiple times a day, sometimes 1.5 to 2 cups at a meal. And so I will make like if I have time, I'll, rinse rice and do it all in the Instapot. But if not, I'll just cook a whole box of the jasmine rice in the boiling bag. And I put that all in a container and I keep that in the fridge. And I just pack my stuff the night before, which I'll get to in the next slide. There's a question on wash fruits and veggies with water or vinegar. So I know people who use water and vinegar. I wouldn't say you don't want to use like straight vinegar. You want to make it, you know, dilute it with the water. So I have done this before. I use like maybe like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. It depends on how much I'm washing. But yeah, I'll just get like a big bowl, put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there, and then like swish it around, let it sit for a minute. I may dump it out and then do it again. And you can kind of see like all the stuff floating off of it. It's really gross. But in general, you should be washing your fruits and veggies. Just because, pesticides, there's all kinds of things. You just don't know because you didn't grow it. If you're in the grocery store, you didn't grow it yourself. And so you don't know what it went through before it got there. Um, so just as a general guideline, I would strongly suggest that you do that. And I mean, I feel like there's all different kinds of techniques too for keeping things. Um, so just, play around with different things. I know Some people like to store like their avocados in mason jars in the fridge with water. What did I see the other day? Oh, somebody I think they washed their strawberries, or maybe they just took them out of the container. They took them out of the container, like wrapped them in paper towel and stored them in a mason jar. And apparently that makes them keep really long. I have not tried that, so I can't tell you, I can't vouch for that. But I say that to say, figure out how long you're gonna need to use or have these things on hand and just, store them accordingly, but use the things that tend to go bad faster um first. All right. And then second is for the kids. Now this is where you're making it easier for yourself, right? So you pack the things that you and the kids both can eat. So as I was saying, like fruits and veggies, hopefully you're both going to be eating those things. Maybe you've cooked yourself chicken tenderloins, so you can pack those for the kids as well. For me, I eat ground bison, so that would be kind of hard for me to pack for my kid. But, there are certain things. So, if you're doing cold cuts, like very easy to make like a turkey and cheese roll up for the kids while you have yourself a sandwich. So buy things that can do double duty and, that you can get more use out of across the board. I don't need to do this anymore just because I'm so used to it, but I eat 6 meals a day. So, I used to have to pack the meal, like what meal it was. So for you, if you're eating 3 meals a day, obviously maybe it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. You just want to label each meal accordingly. And then for the kids, maybe that's not as necessary. But it's just another tool to just, be able to quickly grab and go something. Sade said avocados in a mason jar with water works. She does it all the time. Perfect. Um, so yes. And then the last thing is grab and go snacks. I've seen some really cute ideas for this. I have not done it personally because I only have one to worry about. It's really not necessary. But if you have multiple kids, I've seen people take those like over the door like plastic shoe organizers and they put the snacks in there. I've also seen people use those like the rolling carts, and they have like really cute like dividers and things like that. Those are all things you can do to make your life easier, especially if you have kids and like after school activities where they can just, they don't even have to bother you. Let's just say you're working from home and you're still working. They get off the bus, come in. It's very easy for them to grab their snacks and go, do whatever, do their homework or whatever until you are done working. Um, my daughter has her own snack section, and I don't go over there. She doesn't go in my snack section, but there are some things that, we share. But for the most part, she has her own snacks because she likes beef jerky and I don't. So that's something that you'll never find me eating. But anyway, maybe you like that, and I love that for you. I just don't like it. Okay. And the last thing, um, this is the bonus. It's a little joke, but it's protect your peace. Obviously, we're dealing with life things, we're dealing with work things, and now we're dealing with school things. So, every week may not be perfect. So I would just encourage you to give yourself grace, and allow yourself to, have some flexibility in the week. I think I've talked about this before. Especially if you, are doing it all on your own. You might be a single parent. Allow yourself the opportunity to take a night off if you need it. If you've had a really hard day at work, don't try to go home and prep the whole kitchen because it's just not going to serve, that's not going to serve anyone well. So, I have I think I've gotten my daughter into a routine. She kind of knows like about which days we're most likely to eat out. It's typically going to be midweek and it's going to be on a Friday. Because at the end of the week, after I've worked all week and I'm tired, I may or may not have to get up early Saturday morning. The last thing I want to be doing is be in the kitchen cooking on a Friday night. So that's typically going to be like a burger night, or if I'm being honest, Chick-fil-A. So yeah, just, give yourself grace. You have to protect your mental, and you'll hear me talk about this if you've ever spoken to me on a personal level. I'm very big on mental health, and, sometimes you just don't feel like it. And I think that's totally okay. You should allow yourself that freedom and flexibility because, you cannot pour from an empty cup. I know you guys have heard this a lot, or you've heard it before. Um, I heard something really poignant today on that same note. Iyanla Van Zant, if you don't know her, she's like a therapist kind of person. She said, I fill my cup up and then whatever overflows is for everyone else. And I just thought that that was so poignant. Um, we don't think about that. We don't think about it in terms, we're always giving, 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 especially if you're caring for a family. So I would just encourage you, do the things that are going to help you fill your cup. And then when it overflows, then you're able to give to other people. So that's pretty much all I had for tonight. I would like to open it up for questions, or if you guys want to just share anything, um, please don't hesitate. Again, I am not the end all be all on this. I want this to be, a community conversation. So please do share if you have something to share. Teresa, if you have anything to add also, please feel free. Hey, Stephanie, Katia, Karen. I didn't see you guys when you came in, but thank you so much for joining. Marco, what is it? Dion, what are you saying? Oh, Teresa left. Okay. Um,
No, I'm here, girl.
oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of my thoughts if I have anything I want
Oh,
to add.
oh, that's okay. Dion, I don't know what you said. Marco Coinbit? What does that mean? Just come off of mute. Let me see.
Uh,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You can unmute yourself again.
the macro count. I was but my
Oh,
fingers too big.
oh, okay. So backing up, okay, we're backing up to the last seminar, macro counting. Yeah, so this is something if you're not sure I don't want to say what they should be, but I would tell you the first thing first is to start tracking and just kind of see where you land with the way that you eat right now. If let's just say you're eating 2,000 calories. If you notice that you're eating 2,000 calories and the scale's not doing a lot of fluctuating, then I would guess that that's pretty much like your maintenance calories. And so that would be where I would like be your starting point. So if you're trying to put on muscle, obviously, or if you're just trying to body recomp, you can stay in a maintenance zone or you can add a little bit extra calories and pretty much be able to recomp your body. If you wanted to go in a deficit, I would slowly work your way down. I'm not a fan of like, dropping 500 calories here, whatever. I am a fan of like, 100, 150 calories every week and, just working it that way and then just working really hard in the studio. But I'm happy to hop on a consultation call. I always say this, I try to remember to say this. If you are in this virtual nutrition seminar and you have not yet had a consultation, your first one is always 20 half off. So it'll be like $25. So I can hop on a call with you, help you figure out what your macros should be. And then if you need extra guidance or ongoing guidance, then we can talk about that. But in general, that's typically what we do on those calls is kind of figure out like, help you map out a plan as far as what you should be doing for your goals. So,
Okay.
and I think I sent you that link, Dion, but I can send it to you again if you need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to set one up for tomorrow with you.
Okay, I'll send it to
I think, yeah, 'cause I think my problem is I don't think I'm eating enough.
you. I'm pretty sure you're not, based on conversations we've had, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
Uh-huh.
Anybody else have anything to add? Teresa, you good? I don't know what she's doing over there. Can't really see, but she's probably eating
Yeah,
too.
it's real dark out. I'm walking, so I'm sorry if it's super loud. I'm right next to the highway.
Oh,
But no, this is great. Appreciate you, Angie, and even like the little touch on mental health. At the end
yeah,
of the day, we can work out all we want. But if we're stressing ourselves out over are we exercising enough? Am I eating enough? Then it's kind of counterintuitive, right?
yeah,
So just Like what Angie was saying, continue to just do your best with your nutrition. Proud of all of you guys for even attending the seminar and wanting to further your knowledge on how you guys can eat better, eat for your goals. But yeah, like Angie said, if you guys have specific questions, you can ask right now, or just go ahead and talk to Angie on a separate call. But this is amazing, Angie. Thank you, Queen.
Yeah, of course. It was my pleasure, guys. And some of you, I'm not there on Thursdays, but I will definitely, it's the easiest way to eat the same meals all week. I'm dreading tracking. Um, is it easy? I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes, it's easy in the sense that you can prep all your stuff and you don't have to think about it the rest of the week. But if you're a person who gets tired of eating the same thing all the time, it can be a little bit difficult. So if you know that you're not a fan of tracking, yes, by all means, and you don't mind eating the same thing, yes. But I will say when you do that, it's super important that you're measuring the food, because it's no point in just eating the same thing all week if you have no idea how much you're taking in. So I would just, again, like I told Dion, just, start tracking, measuring your food. And again, if you need help figuring out what your macros should be so you can know how much to measure out, I'm happy to do that for you for sure. But yeah, I mean, and honestly, there's no need to really track every day if you're eating the same thing. It's just going to be if something changes or if you eat outside of your plan is when you will need to be tracking something. So yeah. But thank you guys so much. I'm looking forward to the next one. And, I always am open to ideas as well. We have a list of them, but please keep sharing if you have things that you want us to talk about. Definitely open to that. Thank you guys again. And I will see some of you on Friday. Some of you I might see Sunday at the yoga event. Please don't forget about that detox event on Sunday. And you guys have an amazing evening.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.